Hello everyone, this is Raza Von Werder, aka Kelly Everts, speaking about my life story. People know me, but they only know my accomplishments. They don't really know my life. I gave a little bit of my life in a book called I Strip for God, but most of that only covered 3 months of my life at the Playboy Club, part 1 of the book. And they were very exciting 3 months, interesting. And then the rest of it, it's all advertisements and articles about me and ads for when I was a stripteaser all over the United States from coast to coast and Canada. So, but very few people know my life, what I lived through. And I don't know if I'll have time. I think this is the most efficient way for me to share the incidents and anecdotes of my life with people who want to hear it. I think this is the most efficient and easiest way because talking is easy. Typing and writing and publishing is not so easy, is it? So this is my way of sharing. Okay. Now, this anecdote is called My Mother Steals My Engagement Ring. One of the modus operandi of my mother was to disempower me on all levels: financial disempowerment, moral, emotional, mental disempowerment on all levels. She left no stone unturned to make my life unhappy. And one of the tortures that she imposed upon me was that no one was permitted to love me. And I'm going to tell you many incidents that prove that point. People are not allowed to love me or like me. Males or females are not allowed to love me or like me because that would empower me, right? So I had a boyfriend in school. We moved from the Freehold area to Middletown, New Jersey, and there was a school within walking distance. It was just a 5-minute walk or less. And the boyfriend that I acquired, I wasn't in love with him at all. I just wanted a boyfriend. I just wanted a boyfriend because it made me feel empowered. It made me feel loved and liked. I wasn't even attracted to him. He kissed me a few times. I didn't even like kissing him. But he was a senior. Yeah. I was a freshman. No, I take that back. I was a sophomore now. Yeah, sophomore. So I was 15. And he was probably 17, I guess. And after a while, I asked him for his ring. And we used to wear a ring around our neck. We used to wear him on a chain. He was reluctant because we weren't real super, close, but we were kissing once in a while, and we danced at school dances and blah, 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 blah. And he was tall, and he was attractive, but he wasn't, to me, handsome or sexy, But nevertheless, I still wanted his ring because I wanted to feel loved. So it wasn't easy to get that ring out of him. But I finally got it. But I could not show that ring at home. I could not go home wearing the ring. So before I would go home every day, I would hide the ring in my purse. One day, I went to get the ring to put it on for school. It wasn't there. It was gone. I went crazy, and I had to tell the boy. And the ring in those days, that was a long time ago. That was like 1960 or something. So if a ring cost $150 then, that would be like $500 today or more. And that was out of his pocket, and he wasn't a rich boy. He was just an average guy. So it was very saddening. I had no money to give him for another ring, because my mother would get me fired every time she found out I was working somewhere. It was very sad, very sad. One day, a member of my house needed my mom's a check to write for someone for a bill or something. They came to the door to collect money or something like that, or they did something in the house. They needed a check. They wouldn't leave unless they got a check. So this member of the household couldn't find my mom's checkbooks. And she asked me to help her. So we were going through this business desk that my mom had. I'd never looked in it in my life, never. I never snooped, never have in my life snooped in other people's things, never. I never looked in her business. So we went through every drawer and every box and we went through. And I opened one small box. There was my ring. I screamed, "Oh my God, my mother stole the ring and hid it." So I grabbed it and ran out of the house. The boy lived but 5 doors down the road. Ran, didn't walk, ran to his house, ran. And he was in the yard doing some yard work. And whatever his name was, I don't remember, but let's call him Joe. Joe, I found it. My mother stole it, and it was in her drawer, blah, 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 blah. Well, Joe was already so sad and so mad at me, he hardly even reacted. He just took the ring. That was it. He never spoke to me again. Now, I have another story, very similar, how no one was allowed to love me. We had a neighbor. I loved the girl. She was a little bit older than me, a little bit chubby, big, huge knockers, long, straight hair, attractive. And she was Greek. I remember that. I remember that very well. She was a next-door neighbor. So we became very buddies. I liked her a lot. We went on some, I'm going to tell you some of the wild things she and I did. We did a couple of wild, funny things, which we're going to lighten things up a little bit, so I'll tell you some of our stories. It was my birthday. And she, and I don't remember her name right now, I wish I did, but I don't. Let's call her Josephine. I found out later from Josephine. Josephine cooked me a beautiful chocolate cake for my birthday. Happy birthday, RASA. And she brought it to my house. I wasn't there. My mother or somebody else answered the door. Well, my mother came to the door. She either answered the door or came to the door. I don't know which. And she said, "I have a birthday cake for RASA that I cooked." And my mother says, "We don't want it. We make our own cakes here in this house." And sent her away. So when I visited her a day or two later, there was the cake. See, she didn't reach out to me for some reason and said, "Come and get your cake," or "Come see your cake," or anything. She didn't. My mother, excuse me, no one in the household celebrated my birthday, gave me nothing, no card, no happy birthday, no cake, no nothing, nothing. I was not allowed to be loved. You see, that's disempowerment. because if someone loved me, I would feel stronger, wouldn't I? So I had to be weakened